So for today's Get Supple class, you'll need a foam roller. We're going to be down on the mat for the whole, this is about a 20-minute session today where with foam roller release, I'm going to go ahead and use my gnarliest foam roller because I've decided that I need a little bit extra deep rolling and I'm going to do the uncomfortable thing. So I'm just saying that out loud. So thank you for being here because I might, do this the easy way with the softer roller if you weren't here. But first, so if you set your foam roller aside, we're going to do just a quick little body prep from on our back. So you're lying on your back with your knees bent, arms out to the side, and then we're just going to windshield wiper the knees from right to left. So we wouldn't have to do this for foam roller massage release, but we're going to take 3 minutes just to prepare with a little bit of mobility through the low back before we get started, just for the total effect. So we can walk away feeling ready for the day. Okay, so now we're going to go legs straight. Reach the arms overhead for a nice long stretch. And engaging the abs, pull the belly button down to the back. Exhale, roll up, sitting as tall as you can. Hold one foot, one ankle in towards your chest until you feel that stretch through your hip. And then slowly back down, slow enough to have each vertebrae separately rolling back towards the floor and warming up the abs as well. So the more you're engaging through the abdominals, obviously we're not doing this as an exercise here, that purpose right now, although it does strengthen your abs to do that, but we're contracting through the abdominals to help open the lower back so we get that better stretch. That's Sherrington's law of opposites, just in case you're interested how the body works. One more on each side. Okay, last one. Okay, and then we'll take it to our front. So from on our front, you're gonna have your arms out wide on the floor, kind of like splat down. Bend your right knee. And then we're gonna lift right from the hip, rolling to the left. And notice I'm turning my head, expecting to see that foot coming up and over. So if you're really tight in your neck, you might find that hard or uncomfortable. But you're just lifting the hip and rolling the leg as far as you can. Comfortably go. So whatever that looks like for right now, we'll just do one more on each side. This should feel awesome on your lower back. So if it doesn't, make it smaller or don't do it at all, okay? Even if your lower back has been bothering you, this should feel really good on your lower back. All right, so hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes under, roll up to your knees, and then grab your foam roller. We're gonna get to work here. So cheap man's massage, here we go. And in many ways, it's even better than a massage because now you can control the pressure. So we're going to start with the roller at the upper back. So placing the roller behind you, lean back on the roller, and then lift your hips off the floor. It's always a good idea to support your head with your hands so that that's not the limiting factor. So you've got the hands behind your head, hips are off the ground. And we're going to roll the roller from the shoulder blade down to the bottom of the rib cage. So we're not going into the lower back. We're just massaging up and down on the upper back. And try to deepen your inhales here. So nice deep breaths as you go. We're starting to just notice where any tight spots might be. So if you can tolerate a little bit more depth in pressure, I want you to take all of your body weight to the left side of your spine and then roll all the way up and all the way down just on the left side. So if you imagine the foam roller is like a rolling pin and your back is like a big piece of dough. We won't get into what flavor that is, but we're trying to spread that out. Okay, and then on the other side. So if this is the first time you've used the foam roller in a long time, then maybe you're just keeping equal pressure right across the middle, that's fine. Going to the side obviously deepens it. And if you can still take deep breaths, it's not too deep, even if it's really uncomfortable. So pain is a no, or if you just can't, continue breathing through it, that's another signal that your body's under too much stress, and to just keep it across the middle for right now. Okay, moving on. So now we're gonna take the foam roller under our butt. So I call it like sitting on a log. So you're gonna sit on the foam roller, and the same technique that we used, just gonna turn slightly here so I can see you better. The same technique that we used for the back is here, where we're gonna have equal body weight on both sit bones, on both sides, rolling to the top of your back pockets. If you imagine you're wearing jeans, wouldn't recommend doing this massage with jeans, but you imagine that the jean pockets are there, and then under. So over the pockets, and then under the pockets. Okay, so here again, if you can take more pressure, then we go full body weight to one side. So I'm completely on one sit bone now. Stay heavy on that side and roll up, over the pocket, and then down. So the glutes is an area where we tend to get a lot of muscle cramping. And if you've ever overworked a glute muscle, you know that you can get those knots and everything in there. So this is a really good one for relief through the lower back. I'm just switching sides here. Go slow enough that you can notice any areas that feel extra tight, uncomfortable. You can actually slow down and hold those uncomfortable spots. I know it feels like you want to rush past them. If you actually spend some time there, that's where you're going to get the most benefit. It's the pressure in the gnarly spot, in the tight spot, or the sore spot. The pressure there is what's going to help the release. Okay. So we're going to move on from here to the quads. So if you turn over and start with the foam roller just underneath your thighs, and then come down on your forearms. So we're going to use the forearms as our legs. So we're going to walk the forearms or the elbows forward until the foam roller is just above the knees, and then slowly walk backward on the elbows, on the forearms, until the foam roller is just at the top of the thigh. So same thing here, equal body weight on both sides to start. You can just sort of assess the situation. You want to go in cautiously at the beginning, creeping up on any bad guys. Okay, so, and then I like to call these landmines, but it's when you find a spot and you're thinking, oh my gosh, there's like a big mess of trouble, a lump of trouble in a muscle, but we can't leave it that way. So now adding more body weight on one thigh, and if you can, even a little bit towards the outside of the thigh, and then we're going to slowly make our way down. You're going to get the biggest stretch and the biggest release when the foam roller is rolling up towards your hips, for a few reasons. One, it's actually milking, in a sense, the fluids through the muscle up towards the heart, where it can be, flushed out. So then we roll back down towards the knee, but not over the joint, and then up again, maybe going a little deeper, and this time holding on any spots where the red light goes off in your mind and you think, oh my gosh, we have found some big trouble right here. And hanging out in that area, I've definitely got a few of those here. This is where doing a practice like this, when you're doing something else like listening to music or watching TV, is really great use of your time, because if you don't feel rushed, your likelihood of hanging out just a little bit longer in those tight, uncomfortable zones will serve you well. Okay, so now I'm on the other side doing the exact same thing. I'm just gonna go up and down one more time here. Slowly making your way down. Remember, when the foam roller is rolling up your body, so when your body is going down the mat, that is when you're getting the most benefit. So take the extra time when you're going in that direction, especially over any tight, lumpy spots there. Okay, and then moving on. So the next spot we're going to do is the calf muscles. And these ones, this one always gets me. So I'm going to try not to show any teeth through this. So we're going to have the foam roller pushed up as far as you can against the back of your leg. So realize this is probably the worst color combination I could be wearing, the black roller or the black pants. However, pushing this foam roller right into the back of my legs, you can see that here, and then having a seat, as much body weight as I can, squishing down into the back of the leg. So, and I'm really tight in my calf, so this is not something where I'm just gonna hunker back and just put all my weight in there. Probably got a little bit less than half of my body weight sitting there. Okay, here's the extra special spicy piece, is we're gonna wag our tail. So you're just shifting your tailbone from right to left, literally sawing your tailbone towards the roller, making the roller saw down. It's a terrible term, but it's exactly what's happening there, into the calf muscles. So we're kind of like cross-hatching the tension across the muscle fibers, which are going in the opposite direction. Inhale, come up, and then move the foam roller back a little bit closer towards your heels this time, and come back down. As long as it feels like the pressure is in a different spot, and then the same thing. Good, breathing through, try to keep your shoulders relaxed. If this feels terrible, you're probably doing it right, you're probably in the right place. Just go at a depth that is, not going to damage the tissues, obviously. We just want to put them under pressure and get some relief. Okay, one more time, this time right against the back of your heels. Slowly sit back. If you're really tight in the ankle joint, even that may limit you because you're getting this stretch through the top of the foot here. I have, all the tightness in the world in my calf muscles, but quite a bit of flexibility in the ankle, so I don't feel that. But it's very, very common, so just keep aware that you've got a lot of good things possibly happening here, but take it easy, nice and easy. One more time, back and forth, and then come all the way back up. Okay. Aren't you feeling better already? I'm getting 2 thumbs up from Jillian, thank you. Yeah, this is feeling good for me too. We're gonna take this to the upper body. And this is kind of a precarious one. We're gonna be having the foam roller on a diagonal from the collarbone toward the armpit on one side. So kind of like if I was lying on the floor, the foam roller is gonna be on this angle. And to be able to put body pressure in that position, we need to have the opposite knee up. So with the foam roller pressing on the right side of the chest, you're gonna have your left knee up and your right leg back, and then just position your upper body on the foam roller. So if your hips will not open it, I'm gonna come just straight on so you can see this maybe a little bit better. If your hips won't open enough for you to do this, you might be able to try doing it on a piece of furniture or on some pillows instead. But this is the idea. And then once you're here, we're gonna lean forward, nose almost to the floor. And instead of moving the foam roller, we're actually gonna roll the body. So you're rolling the chest towards the left, then coming right down, face towards the floor, rolling slowly towards, well, the upper body is turning to the left, but you're sort of leaning into that right side. And it's the pec muscle above the boob. So just to be really clear, we're not doing like breast tissue, anything here. This is above. So up near the collarbone. Okay. One more here. And then while we're on this side, slide the foam roller a little bit lower, turn more towards the left, so still on that right side, and we're going to lean the outer armpit. So this is where the lats are attaching into the back, lying right there on the foam roller, pulling backward until you feel a stretch or uncomfortable pressure, and then just holding right there. So this is an area where we can get really tight and tender and have no idea because the neck and shoulders just easily adjust. And the tighter this gets, the more rounded our shoulders get, and the more our head kind of juts forward. So leaning back, it should feel like you're on the upper ribs close to the armpit. One more deep breath here, and then back to center, and we're going to switch sides. Okay. I would love to know if you're using any unusual techniques to get these pressure points, if you find that your hips don't allow for the on the floor version. Let me know so I can spread the word on other ideas. Okay, so here we go. We're focusing on the chest again. Now I really can't tell if you can see, but we can go this way. So for the right side, we've got the left knee forward, and we're turning towards the right, and then coming back to face down. So slowly rolling. And it's at the top of the chest, the top of the pec muscle. We're working the attachment up by the collarbone, up by the clavicle. Slowly back down, and then hold wherever you have the most pressure. For me, it is right near the top of the chest. And then starting to roll back, moving the foam roller up into the back of the armpit where the lats are attaching. And then holding here. So then we're going to roll a little bit forward and then back. So, and if any of these areas aren't tender for you, keep moving slowly. See if you can find something that needs your attention. So the goal would be that one day you get down on the floor with your foam roller, you roll all around, and everything just feels amazing. You just feel pressure and no pain, no restriction. You might not have noticed, but there's probably already been lots of areas we've done this morning where a section that you were rolling, you didn't have pain, and you're just noticing, okay, it's just certain areas that are needing your attention, but it would be so good. We keep doing this, eventually the whole body maybe gets to where it's almost free of restrictions or discomforts. A work in progress, we are. Okay, slowly coming back, hands on the floor, roll your way back up again. All right, now we're going to position the foam roller vertical to rest our upper spine here, and we're going to use the hands behind the head. So if you have the full length roller, like Jillian does, then you're going to have a seat at the bottom of the roller and lie all the way back. The full length ones are long enough that you can even rest your head at the top. So if you're using one of the shorter ones, like what I have here, the half roller, then you want to position it just so that your head, or the middle of your spine, your thoracic spine is positioned on the foam roller. So now I'm going to use my legs to keep my hips elevated, just at a comfortable height. And I'm using my hands behind my neck, or behind my head to support my neck. Okay, so regardless of your length of foam roller, once you're here, inhale, open your elbows open, and start to relax your arms back. So with your hands behind your head, you're going to be getting an opening stretch through pec major. And the more your elbows are able to open to the side, the better the indication that you're not all that tight there. Good, just breathing. And that pressure into your upper back is really good. Just for even repositioning and encouraging that thoracic spine into alignment, because obviously we spend most of our time with it rounded backward and not having it pressed forward this way. So good for the upper back. Good. And then lifting the head, you can bring your hands to the floor. We're going to turn the foam roller horizontal to the spine and then place it right behind the chest. So right behind your chest line, if you had a heart rate monitor strap, it would be right there. That's the spot. We're going to interlace the fingers below the head and keeping this time the weight of the pelvis on the ground. So the hips stay anchored. And we're going to inhale, backward bending over the roller as far as you're comfortable going. Hello, Aspen. Hello. And then up. And just one more time. Inhale, extending back over the roller. Hello. Getting a face wash here at the same time. And then lift the hips. Move the foam roller a little bit further down your body, so your body's moving up over the roller. So you've got a new spot. Inhale back. Exhale, roll up. And then one more time. Inhale back. Exhale up. Okay, now we're going to go above the spot that we had last time. So you come back to where we started and then go a little bit higher. You're just trying to affect one segment of the spine. Obviously, the crest of the foam roller is kind of wide, so we're getting more than just one segment. But you just want to feel like you're close to where you were before. Inhale back. Exhale up. So effectively, we're hinging back over the roller and just trying to work on the mobility through the thoracic spine. Improving the mobility through the spine, through that gentle back bending and then the massage, just creates that freedom through each of the joints. When they get a little bit stuck, then that range of motion has to come from somewhere else, like overusing the shoulder joint or higher up the neck or lower, or just overall general stiffness. So this is the point of the whole thing right there. Okay. Grand finale, hip flexor stretch with the foam roller. So just wanted to show you this morning a couple things that would make the best use out of the foam roller. So here's one that we can all benefit from, or one more that in my opinion that we can all benefit from based on our posture challenges. So lifting the hips high, this is for the hip flexors. Weight of the hips, pelvis is on the foam roller with the roller horizontal to the body. Bring your right knee into your chest. Extend your left leg out with the toes to the ceiling and then interlace your fingers a couple inches below the knee. Continue kicking out straight through the left leg. So there's no bending in the knee, but we are letting the leg sink towards the floor as far as it'll go. Depending on how tight you are through your quad, that leg may be sticking straight out or up, or if it's quite flexible, it may be down. Either way, pulling in nice and tight with the other arm. And then take a deep breath. Your belly is expanding on the inside of that right leg. And then exhale, pull in a little bit more with the right leg, kick out a little harder with the left heel. And then bring that left knee in as well. And then sending out the right leg. So fingers interlace a couple inches below the left knee. Kicking out through the right, toes to the sky on the right leg. So nice and long through the right leg, but sort of very much allowing that right leg to sink towards the floor and looking for the stretch up near the hip. The tighter you pull in that left knee, the more you're going to feel that. And one more deep breath here. And then bring the right leg in as well. And then both feet can come down to the floor. Lifting the hips off the roller. Move the roller completely out of the way and slowly bring your hips back down to the floor. And then just to bring it full circle with the arms out wide, we're going to windshield wiper 10 times with the knees right and left. And this is just to make sure everything is still in good alignment after all of our rolling and twisting and pulling and stretching. And then with both knees tipped all the way over to one side, bring your arm with you. Use the top arm to help you come back up to seated. Ta-da, foam roller release. All right, so good if we just did that. And then, but also if we can do it again really soon, that's just gonna multiply the benefits really soon, being like, again, 12 hours from now or tomorrow. All right, let me know if you do that and how it's all working for you as well. Good job.